Just kidding. All right. Why are we here today? Oh yeah, we are here today to unbox the Deadlands Weird West package. By the way, I got the High Roller package, which basically is everything, plus a few add-ons. So you may see some things here that your package did or didn't come with, but I'll list everything in the description below the video. I'll list all of the items that I got based on the package that I got, and then also the add-ons that I did. First thing I want to do is I want to apologize. Normally I've got my kid and one of his best friends to do one of these unboxing. Unfortunately, they're becoming teenagers and they've found girls. Just kidding. The second thing that I want to get out of the way is, am I biased? Because this is a review, right? I mean, I'm going to open this up for the first time, seeing it, and go through the things and kind of review each of the things. And you might be asking yourself, wait, is this guy biased? Well, I mean, I guess you could call me biased, but let me throw a caveat in here. I'm biased because Peg makes fantastic products that are fun to play. So, am I biased? Oh yeah, let's talk about what we've got here, my props. You could call them props. This is my replica Remington. It's a 1858. It's a new Army ball and cap revolver. It's definitely Weird West-esque, if I do say so myself. And then for the actual unboxing, I've got my Celtibero Black. It's a survival knife, but it's really handy for cutting through packing tape. All right, and then the last thing that we've got, we need is our box. All right, let's start by cutting into this bad boy. Most people understand how to holy dump right off the bat. The first thing, it's like they put it here just to kind of entice me. Oh, look at this. This is my dice tray for the metal dice. Oh yeah, metal dice. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a minute. First, I'm just gonna get all of this stuff out of here. Hey, they changed from peanuts to these. I prefer this. The peanuts were a little bit messy. Oh, first or second thing we're pulling out of there. This is the setting, the adventure that comes with the box set that I got. Here are some Bennies, a packing slip. Won't need that. These are the pawns that come with the package. Oh man, here's the metal dice. We'll take a look at all this stuff in just a minute. I'm just getting everything out of here. Oversized action deck. Yes. And then these are some Archetype cards, it looks like. I don't even remember. It's been a little while since I ordered this. I bet this is my Marshal badge. We'll see. Here is a cool looking Deadlands bag. This is probably the Ghost Rock. Let's see. Yep, Ghost Rock. So as an add-on, I added some more Ghost Rock. And then these revolver looking counters, which always come in really handy. Ooh, the Weird West Companion in hardcover. Wonderful. And then I think these are add-ons, but it may come with some map. Like I said, I'll put it in the description because I don't remember what was an add-on, what came with the package. But I've got Town Map Pack 1 and Town Map Pack 2. And then here is the main box. the kit and caboodle. All right, so first, let's just get rid of some of this stuff. Focus in there, this, and oh! That one goes over better when I've got the kids here. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here. We'll start with the main box. This is Deadlands the Weird West. I believe this retails for like $100, and you get this box here. And this box is filled with obviously the core rules. And then, by the way, I'm just reading off the list here. It's got a GM screen and adventure, some power cards, archetype cards, or do you say archetype? Tell me in the notes below, how do you say it? I guess I say archetype, and sometimes I say archetype. It's got adventure cards, Infernal device cards, Harrowed cards, ammo counter dials. I wonder if I didn't get extras of these. We'll have to check into that. Set of dice. That's not the metal dice. It comes with a set of Deadlands dice. And then 25 Bennies and a map of the Weird West. So let's just see what's going on here. And by the way, what I was saying earlier about being biased with Peg, you can just tell the quality right off the bat. This is a heavier cardboard stock than a lot of boxes that games come in and stuff. And not only that, just the tight fit. They've really done a great job with packaging. Look at this. Everything is just exactly fit in here perfectly. They always use things like this to give extra protection, especially during shipping and stuff like that. I'm talking too much. Let's look at something. Look at this. We have the map of the Western states. I think that everybody's pretty familiar with this. It's basically just the territories that are going to be primarily utilized in game. And then adventure deck, I assume, so there's not a lot of cards in here, so I'm thinking maybe you add this in with your current adventure deck. I don't know, but the cards look fantastic. And we've got power cards here too, and also like I said, archetypes. Let's take a look at some of these adventure cards and the adventure deck and see what's going on. Oh, these aren't adventure cards. These are items. So they packaged them together. Yeah, gear cards. Okay, cool. So gear cards, these are items that people can get, expensive items, $1,500 for a mechanical mule. But it's got a little bit of stats and stuff on there. It's just really cool to have things like this available that you can give players. That is what this is. So the adventure deck, these are additional cards that must get mixed in with your existing adventure deck. So that's handy. So that you can make it kind of Deadlands worldish. Is that even a word? All right. And then we've got these ooh, these are the Harrowed cards. Look at the quality of these things. Not only are they oversized, like look at the back of that thing. Oh man. And then the quality of the description of the Harrowed in there. And they've got magic and malevolence and mayhem and mischief and misfortune and murder. This is what I'm talking about though. I mean, they didn't have to give us these cards, but there they are, and they're fantastic. The archetype cards, it's the same idea, right? The cards are not, you don't have to have these to play the game. You could just get the core rules, really, and use your own dice and stuff and your own playing cards to do this. But what they've put together in this package is just so fantastic. So for the archetypes, right, you've just got your full stats and everything on there on this side, and then hindrances, edges, and gear on the back side. But this is a cool, handy card that you could give somebody, especially like if you're doing a one-shot or something like that. These would be so handy to give a pre-gen character and not a full, huge character sheet, especially like with a one sheet. You don't need that whole huge character sheet and everything. Again, with the power cards, it looks like they've just given ones that are additional powers from the core rules. Because the assumption, obviously, is you already have the core rules. You can't play this game without having Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, right? You need the core rules because that's the engine that it's based on. It's no longer, when they first created it many moons ago, it was its own game engine. And now it is designed to run off of Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. And so these must be extra spells that are available outside of the standard Suede rules. Those of us in the know call it Suede. Or is it Suade? I don't know. But that's cool. So they give you some extra power cards to add to my power card deck that I already have. Yeah, here's the counters. And so I also had counters out here. And I got a second set of Bennies because I dig Bennies. And these things have so much weight. The quality, again, that they make in this, you know, they could have just taken and made some cheapo plastic chip that, I mean, you know, plenty of people do that with their games. But these guys know. They've taken it to the next level. And it's got weight to it. And it's just got a pretty design on there. And then, would you say pretty or would you say tough? Tough design. And then another cool design on the other side. But I find that Bennies are very handy and players love them. You know, you like to have stuff in your hands, especially guys. We like gear, you know what I mean? I mean, I freaking brought a revolver to this unwrapping. All right, so it also has a set of dice, which is handy as heck, right? I mean, most of us already have a ton of dice, but do you have a wild die that has the Longhorn Bull on there for the wild die? And then, like I said, as usual, they've just done a great job, right? You got this nice thick cardboard in here so this box can be reused. I can just store all of those things in here. That's awesome. And not everybody does that these days, folks. I don't know if you've been keeping up with games and things like that, but the quality to me on some things has been going downhill. I'm pleasantly surprised with a lot of games and stuff, but not all of them. So here's our actual Deadlands core rules book, right? And I think this retails for like 40 bucks. You can probably get the PDF for like half that. I don't know. I'm not a salesperson at Peg, so I don't know. Don't hold me to it. But really, this is what you need. And by the way, I'm already very familiar with this book. I've been running a campaign because with the package that I got, I also got the PDFs, and I got them early because Peg is very good with their Kickstarters. They pretty much already had everything done. And so when they were successful with their Kickstarter, they released the PDFs. They also released a bunch of VTT, virtual tabletop stuff, because me and the guys play on Fantasy Grounds, especially during this COVID time. This book, this quality, I mean, this is fantastic. And I like this better than the PDF. That's just me. I know a lot of people kind of really like PDFs these days, and it's handy as heck, right? You can have it on your phone. But I can't read that little tiny writing, and it just drives me nuts. But also, I like to hold something. We talked about this earlier. That's why I have a gun. Okay, so the GM screen. Let's take a look and see. I'm certain that the quality here again will be fantastic because I know what I'm getting. It's like going to the Outback. You know, it's not the best steakhouse in the world, but you know what you're gonna get. And every time when you order something that you've ordered before, it's gonna be the same. That's wonderful. All right, this came with a little adventure. So the box set comes with Showdown at Sundown, which is pretty cool. I mean, you've got, this is a pretty solid adventure, actually. It's 30 plus pages and has a lot of information for the budding DM or GM, sorry, who wants to run a Deadlands game. Okay, so here is probably my first complaint. And it's not a bad complaint, actually, because I'm going to follow it up with good stuff. I like the fourfold. I don't know, like maybe like a little bit more stuff or something like that. But this is fantastic. This is one of the better. So there you go. That was the bad part. And now I'm going to jump right to the good stuff. This thing is not filled with fluff. There's not a bunch of, you know, if you play other game sets and stuff like that, they've got pictures back here and stuff. And I'm like, why the heck do they put a picture back here when this is the GM side of the screen? All the GM wants is this stuff, right? Tons of information that they can use in game, and the handy stuff, the stuff that they use on a regular basis. And that's what Peg has done, and that's what they did with Suede as well. They just did a good job of packing it in here. Yeah, this is fantastic. I changed my mind. There's nothing wrong with this screen. they have packed everything in here. But so I guess maybe also it could be a hair taller. You know what's going on is it's based on the book size, I bet. And so this is a smaller scale than what I'm used to with some other game systems, unnameable ones. But they tend to be a bigger book. And then the GM screen, which is sized appropriately, is also bigger. I like to kind of feel like I'm in my realm behind a screen. So that's what I was talking about. Minor complaint. I'll get past it. So that is the box set. The rest of this is just the nice cardboard insert. There's the back of the box. They've done a fantastic job on the artwork all throughout this project. I'm very familiar with the artwork. Like I said, I've already been looking at the PDFs. So let's take a look at one of these ghost rocks. We don't have to open both. So first and foremost, we have a very nice, kind of an oversized, if you will, dice bag, right? But this is nice, and it's cool. And then the ghost rock, these are just tokens. I think that people can use for, I don't know, maybe if you're trying to keep count of spells or something, but I think that's what these are. So, or maybe these are for guns, I don't know. Again, I'm not overly familiar with how I would use these, and yet I bought 2 packs of them. Because it's so cool, man. It's ghost rock. And they're not exactly dice, but I can see this in game like being something too. Not to mention, a lot of the folks try to get their hands on ghost rock, so this might be a handy prop as well. Okay, let's take a look at these maps. I love, ever since a little kid, who among us loves maps? I could look at them for hours. My mom got me this book, remember Tolkien, The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and stuff, and she got me this map book based on all of Middle-earth. And I can remember being, I don't know, like 11 years old, and I could spend hours just looking at the map, looking at things like Minas Tirith, you know, the castle, the coolest castle ever. And just staring at it for hours and hours and hours. And my mom thought I was weird. Okay, so right off the bat, another, just a nice packaging and everything. What it's got here is just sort of an overview that's showing the different things that you've got available in here. Ooh, you know, I don't like these folded, but at the same time, I mean, and who does? You want a map to be flat, but it's almost impossible these days to make shipping affordable and doable and not have to fold something that can be this big. So hats off to them for the high quality material that they were able to do, even though it ends up with a fold. This is really cool. Okay, so it's to scale. So this is the 1-inch squares. And basically, it's 2-sided, so you've got kind of 2 different options of what you're going to go with in this town. Looks like we've got a faro table and a whole little gambling area over here. And then there's a bunch of quarters and things. An undertaker, I see a photography place, Marshal's office. Oh yeah, they've got it all listed here. Newspaper office, small bank, a general store. This is great. Bordello. All right, that's Town Map Pack 1, and it's called the Grand Saloon, and it's fantastic. Not a fan of folding this stuff, but I can't come up with, my dad always said, don't complain about something unless you've got a better solution. I can't come up with a better solution. This is a simple way to ship this stuff out and everything. I'm sure they've tried really hard and tried to figure it out. Maybe somebody someday will figure it out and they'll become a millionaire off of that, because it would be awesome to be able to get maps that didn't have folds in them. Another map pack. So this is map pack 2. And what do we have here? We have all kinds of goodies. All right. A boarding house, livery, a blacksmith, carpenter, a saloon again. And church. Ooh, Boot Hill. All right. So that is map pack 2. They call it Boot Hill. So I think this one was an add-on. I can't remember, and I'm not sure if pack 1 was or not. But the box set did come with that map. Now I know everybody's been thinking about this. I've been thinking about it. Another one of those prop things, right? It's like, people think you're silly, like, why, how does the badge do anything in game? Well, because it's freaking awesome. Like, are you kidding me? How could you not want to have, like, this is like real metal, man. They got, this is like a real badge here. I'm not gonna put it on right now because I'll probably poke myself in my boob. All right, that is awesome. Kudos, Peg. I think that it's fantastic that you give a Marshal's badge in that package. Take one of these and throw them off to the side because I have 2. Again, I think I did add on for that. I'm very familiar with the counters from the suede edition and everything. Essentially, you know, you just get a number in there and you can spin, knocking away one at a time, depending on if you're using this for spell powers or bullets in your gun, whatever you use it for. They're handy and folks love them. It's more things to kind of have in front of you, you know, when you guys sit down at the table and you slide a stack of Bennies over to them and you give them a counter and you give them things, you know, they got their dice. It's like, that just feels meaty. It's feels like you're playing something worthwhile. That was a little overboard, wasn't it? All right, horror at Headstone Hill. This one's exciting to me because this is what our party, so we've been doing sort of some one-shots because one thing, okay, horror at Headstone, sorry about that, I had a battery issue. Horror at Headstone Hill comes with these wonderful tokens, pawns, that in case you don't have minis or whatever for the game, you can still have realism of precisely what the creature, NPC, monster that you're fighting is. And then we've got this map of the county where the game is set, so that your players get a good feel for what's around them and everything. And then Heaston Hill is the town that this game is set in, so you have this nice town map that just has a key to everything that's in there, which is fantastic. And this is a favorite part for me. Again, I can't explain enough how much I love having physical items on the table. These are handouts for the players, right? Newspaper clippings, photos, notes and letters, just things that you can physically hold, that you can hand to your players. I love that they do this kind of stuff in their adventures. It's just really kind of helps you get engrossed in the game that you're playing. Another thing that I really like, especially with this one and what I found with the PDF, is they give you a player's introduction, which is only like an 8-page pamphlet, but it's got tons of information that'll give them a little bit of backstory and stuff that they should know. That's different than the rules or the information that would have spoilers about the game. But this is fantastic. It's a 130-page adventure, plot point campaign, if you will, that also has some Savage Tales, which are like side quest type things that you can throw in there too to just keep the party always going, especially if you don't want to railroad your party. Railroad Deadlands. Yeah. All right. That is Horror at Headstone Hill. I'm very excited to start playing that with my guys. This is really cool. This is the Weird West Companion, and it is some additional information that just adds to the core rules of the game, right? There's a lot of information in here. We've got 100 pages of information about additional things about the edges or ways that you can go with your players. It has a lot of information on famous people from the Wild West and stuff, the Weird West that you can have. And here's the Horse Eater, which is a little sort of, it's not a one sheet because it actually took us a couple games to do it, but it's how I started my guys at Horror of Headstone Hill, because Horror of Headstone Hill, you start at seasoned. And I wanted to start my guys off novice, like beginners, and let them kind of work their way up. So I utilized the adventure that's in the Weird West Companion. And then we've also got this Weird West Pawns box. This is a meaty box. Not to mention on top of that, like I said, there's tons of archetypes and stuff like that. And it came with some additional archetype cards. You're set if you want to run like a kind of a adventure with pre-gen characters. These guys have just given you stacks and stacks of archetypes, which is just fantastic. You can let your players start out with running any character that they want, that they've already pre-genned. So the Weird West Pawns, nothing really new here. It's just cool, tons of fun. And there's a little sheet here that tells everything that you're getting, and it also, on the back side, it shows each of the pawns. But it's 85 pawns, PCs and NPCs alike. So if you don't have minis, or even if you're not totally into minis or whatever, or spending the money on minis, this is a great option. These are thick cardboard kind of tokens that have a little base stand, and you can use these in place of minis. And you probably would end up anyway, like with things that you don't have minis for. This is great. And this is a thick stack of a bunch of those pawns. Hats off for that. That's going to be handy as heck and a lot of fun. The action deck. I love that these guys do oversized action decks, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm old. My vision is starting to go, and I have a hard time sometimes seeing those little tiny numbers on the cards across the table, and there's nothing more embarrassing than asking your players, is that a 3 or is that a, you don't want to do that. So instead what you do is you get the action deck, and look at this artwork on the back side of these oversized cards. That is what I'm talking about. If you're wondering if I'm biased, these guys make cool stuff, and it's tons of fun to play. Heck yeah, I'm biased. All right, look at that Joker. These cards are so cool. They're like jet black, and just the spades are on fire. Oh man, here we go. We get to the face cards, and that's where the real treat is, right? And Jack, he's awesome. Let's see, the Queen. Holy crap, what, she got a grenade launcher? Jeez. The King is one cool character. Oh my gosh, the Ace, creepy. And then another stack of beautiful jet black cards, and then we get to another Jack. It was crazy. Ooh, look at this queen. She's like, she may be a huckster or something. She's definitely got some magic going on. These guys are great, man. The king. Again, with the ace being a cool guy. And then the jack looks like a little bit like Wyatt Earp to me. And then the queen. And the king. Tell me which one of these you guys like the best. This ace is really cool. And then the last little bit here. The jack. Looks like a gambling man. Oh, I like this queen. Looks like she's got a Henry rifle or something along those lines. And this king, oh my gosh, he's got a little bit of a swashbuckling look to him. Oh boy, I just found my favorite. Look at the ace of clubs. Holy crap, how'd you like to run into that guy in a dark alley? And then of course, as usual, their jokers are fantastic. All right, that is the oversized action deck. And the last thing left here is perhaps one of my favorite parts. I'm not really a metal dice guy, you know, but Norse Foundry makes these beautiful dice. And these guys have put together some amazing Deadland dice. And I don't like rolling them because, you know, I worry like the wood table and stuff like that, and they crash into it and all that. But Peg has given us a solution. No need to roll on your hardwood table when you've got a, holy smokes, like a leather covered, it's got to be faux leather, but it feels like a leather dice tray. Oh man, the quality. Whew. Look at that thing. Look at this. That is gorgeous. Oh, it's gonna look so good with these metal dice in it. All right, you guys want a rating? I'll give you a rating. This high roller Deadlands Weird West set is freaking awesome. Go out and buy it. How's that for a rating? I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10, and I'm only going to go 9 instead of 10 because I don't ever do 10 unless something was completely magical. Everything here is awesome and will be used in game, and I can't wait to get started. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you dig and what you don't dig, and have some fun playing Deadlands. Adios.